G'day everybody, Jason Foss here from the Capricornia Chamber of Commerce, here for the first time with Steve Grant, who's the chair of our newly formed Rockhampton CBD Sub-Committee. Welcome, Steve.
Welcome, thanks very much, mate.
So for those of you who don't know Steve, he's been doing a lot of work now for a few years in this CBD area, and it just made sense to sort of work together rather than working,
100%.
Off in different directions. So
yeah.
We've just finished a meeting with Advance Rocky, actually going through a number of issues. And one of them on the list is a bit of a controversy of recent,
yes,
I suppose, is the CBD's, the Rockhampton Regional Council's change in policing the parking in the area. It's got a three-letter acronym, Steve. What is that again?
Number plate recognition.
NPR. That's the one.
Yep.
So if you see that NPR acronym, it took me a while to figure out what that was.
Yep.
And there's been a few people complain about it on radio and in newspapers. Steve, what are your thoughts?
There's a number of things we can think about. One is that we need more parking spaces in the CBD. That's the number one problem within the Rockhampton CBD is that parking issue. I think council has come up with a strategy now to try and change people's perception of what's about parking within the CBD. It's also to try and change the people's habits, I think, in terms of the CBD, so that we're looking at this 2-hour parking. So if we can get the 2-hour parking and we can have that adhered to, I guess, to a degree, without people having to, like the business owners and employees, having to change the parking spots every 2 hours, that would be ideal. And I think that's probably trying to change that habit of doing that.
Because ideally we want customers parking up and down East Street rather than staff.
100%.
Ideally that's what we want.
Yep. So the dilemma there, I guess, mate, is the fact that the lack of actual parking spots for everybody. And just a couple of statistics. Okay, so we've got, this is as at 2017, we had 5,600 plus employees within the CBD area. We've had in the same report, there was mention of near 600,000 visitors to the CBD on a yearly basis. Now, that in itself causes a dilemma of the amount of people that are coming in. So a combination of visitors, of the employees, it means that there's a lack of number of parking spots available. So that needs to be resolved in one way or another, and it's beyond my ability to do that, but it's certainly within government's responsibility to be able to handle that matter at whatever level that can be, whether that's local, state or federal.
One of the things that did come out of this meeting is they're actually in the middle of a review about parking, and I suppose if we can identify some more all-day parking spots, that frees up the staff to park somewhere else, which opens up some more spaces in in East Street and those surrounding streets for customers to park. So watch this space. That's council's in the middle of that review at the moment, but we'd be advocating for some more all-day parking so that there's somewhere for all those staff to actually park. Something we've spoken about on the channel before. In fact, when it was launched, I can't remember when it was launched, the Prosperous Precincts program, which is a grant from Rockhampton Regional Council to encourage investment in some activation in the CBD area. It's still open. Apparently applications close in February 2025. Which is February next year. So you've got a couple of months left. And again, just getting an update from the team at Advance Rocky, there's been a lot of interest, but there's a bunch of people who've expressed interest who haven't actually put the application in yet. So don't sit on that. If you think that you can do something about lighting or shade or something about the front of your building, could be some artwork, something to improve the visual aspect or the public usability or utility of the space. I'll put a link above or below this video depending on when you're watching it, and you can find out more and get an application in for that.
That's we're looking to get the aesthetics of the CBD looking like just lifting the CBD as a result of this program, and anybody who's interested, the shop owner or landlord, whoever it might be, the business owner I should say, if they're interested in making the shop look better, looking at activation ideas as well. So I'll be contacting somebody from the country and western sphere in Rocky to try and get them to get some buskers even in the CBD would be magic.
Yep.
Things of that nature, yeah.
Another project we've been working on behind the scenes is getting some markets back into the CBD area here. Steve, you've been putting some work in on that?
Yes, mate. We've been working with Advance Rockhampton to try and look at the potential of where, when and where we could actually run the CBD markets. And council is meeting internally to look at the options for people who may be interested in coming on and starting the CBD markets. So that's a really positive thing to be happening for the CBD, and that'll make it come alive, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, it'll be good because there's a number of spaces we're looking at. We're standing in one here, and I was smart enough to wear a hat, and Steve's cooking in the sun a little bit. But whether it's here or that way, this is all part of the negotiation process at the moment.
Yep.
But watch this space and we'll have some news for you on that soon. So that wraps up our first Rockhampton CBD specific update. I'm really keen to see any other subcommittees come on board with the Chamber as well, whether it be Yeppoon, or Gracemere or some other geographic location that's got a special interest, or maybe even it's a specific industry. If there are things that concern you that you'd like to see something done about, we can use the Chamber's connections and resources to help make some things happen. Reach out to me if that's of interest to you. But if it's a specific Rockhampton CBD thing, Steve is your man.
Yes, and you'll find the mobile number and email address either top or bottom of what you're watching. So please, I'm always happy to talk to anybody about anything to do with CBD.
All right, thanks again everybody for watching. We'll see you next time.
All the best. Cheers.